Thanks for coming to j&ntravels podcast with your hosts John and Nancy.
Hi.
We will discuss everything travel, including cruising, Disney World, other general travel, snowbirding tips, trivia, and other fun things.
Thanks for joining us. Each podcast contains 2 segments with travel information. We also have Nancy's Trivia, travel fun facts, and snowbird tips. We have been getting some questions emailed to us and will answer one question on each podcast. If interested in sending us a question or making up a comment, email us at j&ntravels@yahoo.com. Please check out our J&N Travels Facebook page, J&N Travels merchandise store, our J&N Travels YouTube channel, and visit our podcasts on YouTube, Spotify, Google, Amazon, and Apple. Our information for everything is listed below. We like to start off each podcast with Nancy's Trivia. Nancy, that's me, will give you the trivia questions now, and she will give you the answers towards the end of our podcast.
Nancy, it's now New Year's Eve.
Yes, it is.
We're sitting here doing trivia.
Happy New Year's Eve.
Yeah, Happy New Year's Eve. So we'd like to start. We started each video off with you doing some trivia questions.
Yes.
So you thought it was very related to do something in relation to New Year's Eve.
Yes, I have New Year's Eve trivia.
So you grabbed out some 3 trivia questions on the ball that is dropped on New Year's Eve. So why don't you read those to us, and she will give the answers to these trivia questions at the end of the video.
All right. So question number 1. When did the New Year's Eve ball first drop in Times Square?
When did the New Year's Eve ball first drop in Times Square? Okay.
I have no clue. How about you?
No, I have no idea.
This will be interesting what the answer is. Okay. Next question, number 2. What are the triangles on the Times Square ball made from?
Okay, I can make a guess. Those little
Yeah.
triangles on it. Looks like a disco ball type of thing. Okay.
I do
can
know
guess,
the answer
but
to this because I was watching New Year's Eve with Dick Clark and he talked about this. So I remembered this answer.
we'll hear the answer.
So I remember this one.
And number 3?
Number 3. When was the first New Year's Eve ball dropped on record?
Okay, so your first one was in Times Square, which I assume was the first one, but why would I assume? We steal all our traditions from other countries.
We do.
So obviously the ball was dropped somewhere else.
Right.
Okay, that'd be interesting to find out where and when that was.
Yeah,
Nancy, we just arrived in Florida,
we did.
and like every other year, we ask ourselves, do we want to take a cruise from Florida? And one of the cruises we enjoyed most in our life was our Disney cruise.
Oh, absolutely. That was a blast.
Which we took with the kids. In Florida, we would be taking a cruise just ourselves.
That's right.
Can adults enjoy a Disney cruise with just themselves? Or do you need kids or grandkids with you?
Well, if you're a Disney person, you certainly can.
We assume you can.
Yeah.
But we decided to take it a step further. And we decided to research it and find out, is there enough stuff for just 2 adults to do and have a good time and enjoy it? So our segment today, our first segment, is going to be why you should consider an adults-only Disney cruise.
Okay.
Okay. So you don't have kids. Why are you going on an adults-only Disney cruise? Isn't a Disney cruise just full of kids? What do you do for fun on an adults-only Disney cruise? These are questions that are always asked. So we did each area of the cruise and looked into it.
Yeah, because if you're into gambling, you wouldn't like a Disney cruise because there's no gambling on a Disney cruise.
And I guess that's the number one thing to remember. If you have to go to a casino, don't even consider
a Disney cruise because there isn't one on there.
Because the casinos, which is one of the reasons that Disney cruises are so expensive, is the casinos aren't there to make profits for them.
Yes.
In fact, most of the casino areas are used for common areas and kids clubs and stuff.
Right.
All right, so our first area is adult-only areas. The biggest concern of those considering adults-only Disney cruise is, will I be able to get away from children? You can rest easy because DCL has done a fantastic job of creating inviting spaces just for adults. And it's very nice the way they lay it out because you could technically spend half a day, maybe even a whole day in just areas that are geared towards adults only.
Well, I had a friend that went on a Disney cruise with her children, her and her husband and their 2 kids, and they didn't see them all week.
Yeah.
It was the opposite of us when we went with our kids. Our kids wanted to hang out more with us. They didn't really want to go to the children's area. So, but we all had a good time.
Second is the Senses Spa and Salon. You can treat yourself to a full body massage, a relaxing mani-pedi combo, a refreshing facial, and much more. You can get a quick cut or a blow dry to look your best for the formal night in the salon. Men get a fresh shave. The Disney Wish has a dedicated barber shop where you can enjoy a drink during your cut and shave. That'd
Oh,
be
wow.
interesting,
I
drinking while
bet
you're
it would
getting
be
your shave.
yeah.
Heated lounge chairs, saunas, and aroma showers can be found inside the rainforest room within
Oh,
the spa. The Disney Wish even includes a private outdoor sun deck available for only to those with rainforest access. That's a
oh, yeah.
special
Yeah.
admittance or probably a
Yeah.
certain cabin qualification.
Yeah.
You have to purchase a pass to enjoy the rainforest room, and passes are available for either a single day or the length of your cruise. There's also a fitness center loaded with all the strength and cardio equipment you need. So the typical cruise, which you have your
hmm
uh,
Exercise.
exercise room,
Yeah.
right, and then of course the full spa. They have even more things in their
hmm
spa. Okay, there's the adult only pool area. Okay, all 5 Disney ships feature an area on the pool deck that is reserved for guests 18 and over. This area's main feature is a quiet cove pool, allowing you to take a dip with other adults. The Disney Wish features a gorgeous infinity pool that is reserved only for guests 18 and older. There are also hot tubs available. These pools are generally open until midnight. The Disney Dream and Fantasy also features Satellite Falls, a circular wading pool with a gentle cascading rainfall from a
Ooh.
centralized location. So this is something we'd enjoy. You just go. I mean,
Yeah.
really, if you want to get away from all the noise of the kids, you
Yeah.
just go and lay in the pool area for
Right.
a good part of the day. Then there's the bars, clubs, and lounges. There is additional venues throughout the ship for adult guests who like to enjoy alcoholic beverage during vacation. Each of the original 4 ships has its own Disney themed area that is strictly for adults 18 and over in the evenings. These areas feature a variety of venues and nightly entertainment just for grown-ups. Each of these areas has its own nightclub, sports pub, and various lounges. Disney Cruise Line completely reimagined the adult lounges on the Disney Wish. Instead of being located in one primary area, lounges and bars on the Wish are scattered across the entire ship. You remember when we went on our Disney cruise, it was one area. You
hmm
walked down, all the clubs were right
Yeah, I
there.
remember that.
It
Yeah.
seems like they're trying something new now, which probably makes sense to spread them around the ship.
hmm
So you're not, okay, let's just go to this one area. You could actually, if your kids are in point A, you could be in point B, getting a
Yeah.
drink or relaxing. Or if you're alone, you just want that alone time. And this is one of the things that kind of excites me is at the Star Wars inspired hyperspace lounge, guests can enjoy cocktails and brews while jumping into hyperspace to visit several galaxies far, far away. This is similar to the space restaurant at Disney
I was
World.
thinking of that.
All
Yeah.
the screens, it makes you feel
Yes.
like you're in
That's
space.
exactly what I was picturing. Yes.
But children are allowed in the hyperspace lounge until 9 p.m. After
Okay.
that, it becomes adults only venue. There are several other lounges on board, including the piano bar called Nightingales, a New Orleans inspired lounge called the Bayou, and cafes Enchanted Sword and Wishing Star.
Nice.
It seems like a lot of these do let children, if you're with your kids and they want to experience a
Yeah,
Star
I was
Wars
gonna.
thing
You
or
can't
some of
leave
these
them
themes,
out.
they can
Right.
do it.
But up
But
until.
then it goes adult only at
Yeah.
night.
No,
So
that's a way to make both parties happy.
right, exactly. Drink specials. While DCL does not offer unlimited drink packages, there are still several ways that you can save money. Every day there is a drink of the day, including classic cocktails.
Mhm.
That's typical of most cruise
Yeah.
ships. These are available throughout the day for a lower than usual price. Beer drinkers can purchase a refillable 22-ounce beer mug, which can be refilled for the price of a 16-ounce beer. I wish they had these on every cruise ship. You
Yeah.
know, this would be the way to go.
Yeah. I agree.
The best part is if you don't have to walk around with the mug. Okay,
Yeah.
the bartender gives you a token, so you
Yeah.
get a mug, you have it filled, then you don't have to walk around with that all day to get the refill price.
gives
You
you a
turn it into
token.
the bartender, he gives you a token,
Yeah.
then you turn the token in to get
That's
another beer at the cheaper price.
that's the best way to do it. Just getting a token.
Right.
Yep.
And at the end, you can either take the token home with you at the end of your trip, or you can take the mug home as a souvenir.
That's perfect. Good
And
marketing
well,
on that one.
and the advantage for people who go on a lot of these is that you can take the token home with you
Mhm.
and bring it back on another cruise and continue that special. So if you don't have to buy a new mug at full price.
Oh,
You
really?
just continue that special price. So
Oh, okay.
works out very nice.
Well, that's cost effective, I guess,
Yeah.
for the consumer.
Right. Serenity Bay, perhaps the best of all DCL adult areas, is Serenity Bay, an adults-only beach located on Disney's private island, Castaway Cay. Now, we went to Castaway Cay.
Oh, I
It's a
loved
great
it.
island,
We went twice.
right? And we went to all the beaches. The family beaches are fine too.
Yeah.
But if you do want your solitude,
Yeah.
you take a shovel or you walk to the end of the island, and there's an area that's just adult only.
Yeah.
Guests 18 and older can visit Serenity Bay by taking a tram down the secluded beach area that's full of lounge chairs and hammocks, and there's no kids on site. You can rent floats and snorkeling gear nearby. Now, they have a bar there too, so it's not like you have to walk all the way back for the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And servers will even walk up and down the beach, take a drink with us. So you could just get in the lawn chair and just stay there all day if you wanted to. When you were now, this is something that I don't remember, but they actually have the food down there. Now the food's included, like if you're on the ship
Okay.
to eat.
That's good.
But I remember all the restaurants staying down towards the family beach.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if this is new or I just missed it, but when you're ready for lunch, Serenity Bay has a barbecue, and you can choose from a selection of salads, fresh foods, grilled items, and desserts.
Nice.
So that's all they have. One in the area of the adult beach too, which is nice.
That is nice.
Well, Castaway Cay's 5K isn't reserved only for adults. It is popular activity for those looking to get in some exercise before spending the rest of the day relaxing on the beach. You can relax your muscles by purchasing a couple's massage in a private cabana on Serenity Bay. We had talked about this. I don't know if you remember the 5K. It was very early in the morning. That's how we did do it. But you get off the ship and you actually do one on the island.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
And then the rest of the day is yourself.
Yeah.
This was the funnest part of our Disney cruise, and I'm sure I've heard they've gotten very intense and grown, is the rotational dining. Okay.
Oh.
Now, back when we went, they didn't own Marvel or Star Wars or any of those, so they couldn't use that theming. Now they can.
No, that's awesome.
The rotational dining. When it comes to dining, Disney Cruise Line goes above and beyond to cater to every guest. The main dining rooms are an experience in themselves.
I agree. I remember them very well.
Well, we had quite the rotation. We did it.
Yeah.
And like I said, this theming's gotten so
it was
much
amazing.
broader now. You can attend Rapunzel's birthday while dining at Rapunzel's royal table on the Disney Magic. Hear live jazz at Tiana's place on the Disney Wonder. That wasn't even out.
No.
And become Disney animator of Animator's palette on all of the ships. That was one of our fun ones.
I
Remember
love
that.
that. I do remember very well. I love that one.
That was the one the walls would slowly change.
Yeah, the pictures on the wall would they were black and white, and then all of a sudden they turned to color. It was really cool. Yeah, I remember that so well.
If you don't want to spend your evening with loud children, opt for the second seating, as most families prefer earlier main seating. We prefer that now anyways, the earlier one. No need to worry about being sat at a table with children. Disney chooses your table mates based on the stateroom demographics.
Good.
You are likely to be sat with people around your age and in similar relationships as you.
Nice.
Disney Cruise Lines broke the traditional cruise dining model by creating rotational dining. Rotational dining allows guests experience on all three main dining rooms. Now, to give an example, we go on a cruise ship now, you're in one dining room.
Yeah.
Maybe at most there's two main dining rooms, but they're usually relatively the same, and it's just seating.
Yeah.
Disney had each dining room was completely themed different, and you couldn't stay in the same theme. One night you'd have theme A, second night was theme B. When we went, it was three different restaurants.
Yeah, it was Artist Palette and then Lumiere's.
Yeah, the one
Beauty
based on
and the
Beauty and the
Beast.
Beast.
Yeah.
So you'd have that rotation, and you couldn't really repeat it. It was delegated where you went. Rotational dining allows guests to experience all three of the dining rooms. The best part of your service team travels with you each night. Now, we get different ones whenever depending on when we sit down to eat.
Mm-hmm.
In Disney's case, and I remember this from my
I
cruise,
remember very well.
same people you see every day.
Same people.
Which can be good or bad. If you have someone top notch that you like, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And of course, they get to know your name, they get to know what you like.
Yeah.
But if you have someone that's just not good, you just don't really click with, you're stuck with them for the whole cruise.
We had great servers on the Disney cruise. I remember them well.
Yep.
We have pictures of them too.
This allows you and your servers to get to know each other. Your servers already know and have options ready for you. If you like to start your meal with a particular soft drink, it will be at your table waiting for you when you sit down. Adults only dining. Now you did this. Another way that Disney sets itself apart with their adult exclusive dining rooms, Palo, Remy, and Enchanté, We only had Palo when we went.
We
Now they have
did.
3 restaurants.
And it was $5 extra.
Yeah, no, $5. Right?
This was in, let's see, our kids were 3 and 8, and so that would have been in 1998 when we went.
All 3 restaurants are 18 and over and have a dress code that helps. So now it's time for Nancy to do her fun facts. She
It
likes
is.
to find some fun facts on some subject.
Mhm.
And one of the things that intrigues me a lot is the whole Titanic disaster.
Yeah.
We were talking about that the other day, and you decided to pull up 5 facts with
Yeah.
Titanic. So
I did.
go ahead, Nancy.
So the Titanic facts. So number 1, the ruins of the Titanic is nearly 2.5 miles beneath the surface of the ocean, approximately 370 miles off the coast of Newfoundland, Canada, and the ship broke in 2 pieces before it sank.
Yeah, I never really knew where that was located until a lot of these transatlantic cruises now, they stop and they have ceremonies over the spot where it sunk. So you get more of a familiar. I didn't realize it was right off the coast of Canada.
Yeah, Newfoundland, Canada. Number 2, the iceberg that the Titanic collided with is speculated to have been anywhere from 50 to 100 feet above the water. And the entire iceberg is believed to have been between 200 and 400 feet long. Wow.
Big iceberg, yeah.
Yeah. And number 3, what remains of the Titanic at the bottom of the ocean will eventually be entirely eaten away by a rust-eating bacteria.
I never thought that bacteria could eat away a ship. You wonder why a lot of these smaller ships that have been sunk for years haven't totally been digested by these bacteria, right?
I know, that's a pretty strong bacteria.
It is.
Wouldn't want that in my system.
I hear you.
Okay. And number 4, musicians played for more than 2 hours as the ship went down. One of the songs played was Nearer My God to Thee, which was believed to be the last song played on the ship.
I find that fascinating because one of my favorite movies is A Night to Remember, which is this black and white version of the Titanic. And I think one of the better movies made. And on that, they had the musicians playing Calm Me on the Deck but I never knew if that was something that Hollywood threw in just to make it or if it was actually a fact. It sounds like that was a fact.
I would imagine that would be very soothing to hear.
Right.
But you think
that situation as a ship is on the tilt, you think panic and everything else would be.
Yeah.
And your last
but
fact?
I guess for those people who do believe in an afterlife and, and hearing the music, and maybe it was a peaceful way to go.
And your last fact?
Number 5. The Titanic took 2 hours and 40 minutes to sink. So that's a long time. So I guess hearing the music would be soothing.
That's the saddest part of the length of time because from what I understand, there were several ships in the area within that time frame that could have been there and rescued everyone off the ship.
Yeah.
And that's an awful long time.
It is.
To just have no distress, no other ships come in.
Such a tragedy.
It was.
Yep.
Okay, thank you very much, Nancy.
You're welcome. Follow John and Nancy from j&ntravels as they snowbird in Florida for the winter months.
If you are staying at one of the resorts around the Disney Boardwalk, or just spending the day on the boardwalk and don't want to spend a lot of money at a sit-down restaurant, then you can stop at the Boardwalk Deli. They serve lighter lunches such as sandwiches, and for dessert you can try one of their delicious desserts. Today's second segment, we are going to talk about the top U.S. ports for cruise ships. I thought this was interesting. People are always talking about ports and stuff, so I decided to just go count down to the number 1. These are the best U.S. depart ports for cruises. Now, I'm not going to go through all the criterias. There's a bunch of criterias. The 2 I marked down here because I think people are interested in it is what you can do in the area if you happen to get down there a day early, and the parking. Because with a car, some of them are outrageous what you're paying per day.
Yeah.
You're paying more than you are for the plane flight. So count down from 16 to 1, but we're going to take the first group of the bottom 6, 10 to 16. Okay, now they gave a 5-point maximum rating. The lowest here is in the 3s. I didn't take anything that wasn't 4.1 or above. Okay, so your bottom 6 are 4.1, and I'm not going to read into those. They are Manhattan, Brooklyn, Baltimore, Jacksonville, Port Canaveral, which surprised me.
Yeah.
Fort Lauderdale and Miami. Those are considered the bottom 6, okay, out of 16. Then we go to number 9, which is Tampa, Florida. Okay, Tampa, Florida will cost you $15 a day for parking, which is not bad.
No, I was thinking that wasn't bad at all.
When you hear some of these,
Yeah.
I would like to sail out of Tampa. We've been looking at cruises there. The only problem is the ships are small because they have to go under a bridge out there in Tampa. Things to do in the Tampa area: visit the Florida Aquarium, where our friends Fantastic Cruises work at that aquarium.
Cruises work there.
Adventure Island, Busch Gardens, the Glazer Children's Museum, Tampa Riverwalk, and historic Yaba City. That's number 9 for Tampa. Number 8, which is on our mini bucket list, we want to cruise out of New Orleans. New Orleans, Louisiana. Overall rating is 4.2. Well, I don't know if I said Tampa was 4.2 also. 4.2 out of 5. The parking's $20. It's secure and well lit, which is very important too. We learned that.
Oh, of course.
Is you want to not just get a cheap one, but make sure that someone's patrolling it at least.
Yeah, where we stayed in New Jersey, they had a police officer patrolling it.
And stuff you can do in the New Orleans area before or after the cruise is visit the French Quarter, the Garden District, the National World War II Museum. I heard that's really nice. I think I saw a video on someone did that. Audubon Aquarium of the Americas, Audubon Zoo, and the French Market. All things to do in that area.
Lots to choose
Sharon's
from.
cruised out of New Orleans. I would love to do that. That in Texas are two on our bucket list as soon as we decide we want to go back to airports again, right?
Yeah.
Number 7 on the list, Mobile, Alabama. I don't even think of this place as having a port. Overall rating is 4.2 out of 5. Parking is $18 per day, $36 if you have an RV or camper.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's a secure parking lot, and you can visit the USS Alabama Aviation Museum, the Fort of Colonial Mobile Carnival Museum, Gulf Coast Explorarium Science Center, and the Gulf Quest National Maritime Museum of the Gulf of Mexico. Those are things you can do in Alabama. Number 6 on the list, Long Beach, California. So this is our first West Coast entry, 4.2 out of 5 ranking. Parking is $22 per day. And stuff you can do near the port, tour the historic Queen Mary. Now, that's a ship, I think, that turned into a hotel. Haunted
hotel, wow.
Which is permanently moored next to the cruise terminal. Or visit the Aquarium of the Pacific, Knott's Berry Farm, and Bolsa Chica State Beach. Those are all things to do at Long Beach. 5, Nance, on our list of best U.S. cruises, ports to take a cruise from. 4.3, now up to a 4.3 rating. The San Diego, California is number 5. Doesn't have a price here. There are different parking lots, and the costs vary. There's a Park and Fly, ABM parking, Wyndham, San Diego, Bayside, and Springfield Suites Courtyard, Spring Hill. What to do? Now, you've been to
I have been to San Diego.
So some of these you've probably done. Visit Balboa Park, the San Diego Zoo, the Gas Lamp Quarter Neighborhood, the U.S. Midway Museum, Point Loma, Old Town San Diego State Historic Park, and Belmont Park, a beachside amusement park. Anyone been to any of these? You've done the zoo.
I have done the zoo, and then I did Coronado Beach with the Coronado Hotel. It was beautiful.
Okay, number 4. I wouldn't mind sailing out of this. In fact, some friends of ours are doing a group cruise out of, a couple of them are doing a group cruise out of Charleston, South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
It's 4.3 ranking out of 5. The parking costs you $20 the vehicle, and the port is patrolled, the parking by the police, which is nice to know. That's
very good, yeah.
And there are complimentary shuttles to take you from the parking lot.
That's convenient.
To the terminal. What to do before or after? Visit Magnolia Plantation and Gardens, Fort Sumter, the South Carolina Aquarium, and one of the many beaches. You can also take a historic carriage ride, boat or walking tour, or do a fishing excursion. Charleston is one of the places. Charleston,
what kind
Savannah,
of excursion?
A fishing excursion.
Oh, fishing. Okay.
So there's a Charleston, Savannah, right? And what was the third place? I thought there was a third place that we had on our list. Tennessee.
Tennessee. Right.
Are the 3 places?
Yeah, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee.
We drive to Florida for the winter. We can't stop on the way down because we're afraid of icy roads and this and that. But we are going to plan the future to try and stop. We've done Helen, Georgia for a meetup.
That was great.
Charleston is supposed to be really nice. We want to do that at one point. We want to do Savannah, Georgia at one point. Yeah. And Tennessee is just, there's so many things there that we want to lay that out next. We spent a week in Tennessee at some point. I don't think we'll do it next year, but maybe the year after. Not. Number 3, and this surprised me a little, And our right now neck of the woods, Boston, Massachusetts, overall
Yay!
ranking was 4.4 out of 5. Pretty
Wow.
darn
All
good.
right. Go Boston.
But the parking is very expensive.
Yeah.
It's $21 per day on most dates. There's a parking garage which we always parked in.
Yeah.
You can find other parking lots around there, but I recommend if you go to Boston, just park in the main parking lot. If you can't park somewhere and get Ubered into town. What to see in Boston, and these are all old hats for us, but the Old North Church, Paul
Yeah,
Revere House,
Paul
Boston Children's Museum, Boston Tea Party, a museum, the New England Aquarium,
Oh, that's
plus a lot
fantastic.
more history in there.
Yeah.
Number 2 on our list, Seattle, Washington. Their overall rating is 4.4 out of 5. Also, their parking cost is $22 per day or $27 per day at Pier 91. So whatever that pier is.
Mm.
Now, this would be a cruise. I would imagine all the cruises, or most of the cruises, are probably to Alaska out of Seattle.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd take it out of there. Oh, I don't know if you go out of Seattle to go down to Hawaii or not. Because our son took one out of Vancouver,
He
which
took
is
one out of
really north.
Vancouver. Yeah. He went to Hawaii on his honeymoon last year.
So stuff to do in the Seattle area. Visit the Starbucks Reserve Roastery in Capitol Hill, the Space Needle,
Oh, Space Needle.
REI flagship store, Nordic Museum, Pike Place Market, and the Museum of Flight. You can catch a Mariners baseball game, talking about
There you
baseball VDF. Okay, and the number 1 spot on the list for cruises, because of cruise ports, in San Francisco, California.
Oh, San Francisco's beautiful.
I would not picture it, and that gets a 4.5 out of 5.
Wow.
They didn't give me any costs here. It just says visit. The places you can visit is Fisherman's Wharf.
I did visit Fisherman's Wharf. That was awesome.
Golden Gate. Oh, you saw Fisherman's Wharf.
I did.
Golden Gate Park.
I saw Golden Gate Park.
The Walt Disney Family Museum.
Didn't do that.
Giraldi Square.
I did Giraldi Square. Yes.
Alcatraz Island.
I think it's pronounced Ghirardelli. Ghirardelli, yes.
Alcatraz Island.
I did not go to Alcatraz Island. We debated that, but we ended up going to Sausalito instead.
Pier 39 and ride the cable. Did you ride the cable car?
Yes, of course I did. And I had to buy a sweatshirt. We went out in June and I thought, okay, California, it's going to be hot. Didn't do any research, and I was cold in San Francisco in the evening, so I had to buy a sweatshirt while I rode the cables because it was cool.
Best site in San Francisco to visit is a Japanese tea garden.
I did not do that. No.
Oh, that would be nice.
That would be. I did see. Oh, that wasn't what I was thinking of. Right. But Japanese tea garden, I wish I had done that.
So, Nancy, we're at the end of our show. The end of another year.
I know, went fast.
And we're going to go out and try and celebrate somewhere down here in Florida. So why don't you give your final trivia and answers for for the year?
Alrighty.
So number 1 is?
Number 1.
Oh, and these are, these are trivia on the ball dropping at on New Year's Eve.
Right. So question 1 was, when did the New Year's Eve ball first drop in Times Square? Do you have any idea?
When did the New Year's Eve ball first drop in Times Square? I have no idea. Probably many years ago.
1907. Just a few years after you were born, right?
Yeah, just a few before I was born. Yeah. Number 2.
Question 2 is, what are the triangles on the Times Square ball made from?
What are the triangles on the Times Square ball made of? Now, they look like little glass slivers. I mean, I'm guessing mirrors or glass or something.
They're actually made from Waterford crystals.
Wow.
Every time a glass broke, they saved the crystals and made the ball.
That's a good way to do it, right? Cut the cost down. That's very interesting. And number 3?
Yeah, number 3 was, when was the first ball drop on record?
Okay, now we, of course, thought that was Times Square in 1907, but it's obviously going to be somewhere else in the country. What was the year? It was
1833 in Portsmouth, England.
Okay, so we always do copy our tradition, seems like, from some other country. All right, thank you very much, Nancy, and have a good New Year's.
Happy New Year.
Nancy, we get some questions sometimes on email from people who listen to the podcast, and we like to try and answer one per show if we can. So today's question was, what is your favorite complimentary restaurant on a cruise ship?
Okay.
So I'll start with you. What's your favorite complimentary restaurant on a cruise ship?
Well, on the Horizon, they had this wonderful complimentary Chinese restaurant, and they had yummy noodles there. Very, very good.
That place was delicious. Yeah,
Yeah.
at night it was an Asian restaurant that you
Yes.
paid for.
You
But
paid
then
for
for
it.
lunch I don't know if it was just C days or all lunches, but they had an Asian version with a different name, and
Yes.
it was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it
I
was really good.
I forgot about that, but my all-time favorite still has to be O'Sheenan's.
Oh, I think
And,
I know why. Because of
and
the chicken wings.
on the NCL. Well, the chicken wings definitely, but if
Yeah.
you remember, that was one of the few places on any ship we've ever gone to where you could sit down 24 hours a day and get regular food. I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't just some junk food. I mean, we got at one time we were getting open roast beef or turkey sandwiches.
I know I got a taco bowl there that I really enjoyed.
And did you get a Reuben there at one
Yes,
point
I
too?
did.
And
That was
fish and
excellent.
chips.
Yeah.
And of course, my favorite, like you said, was the chicken wings.
Right.
So that would definitely still be my
Mhm.
all-time favorite. And those are on most of the NCL cruise ships. Thanks for coming to J&N Travels Podcast.